Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Lisa Palmer, Dr. Mama Bear, coming to you live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am at a seminar and I'm very happy to be here. Usually I'm at nutrition seminars and I'm learning about the latest and the greatest supplements, or I'm hosting the nutritional seminar and teaching you clinical information on how to handle everything from mold illness to chemical toxicity to vaccine issues. And here I am at a business seminar. So it's actually a awesome seminar. There are a couple other holistic, there are a couple other medical providers, and it's awesome to be here. It's awesome to be in Milwaukee. The flowers here are beautiful. There's hydrangeas and white hydrangeas and green hydrangeas and pink hydrangeas, lilies. It's like Florida spring here, so I have a little light jacket, whereas the people from Milwaukee, is it Milwaukeeans? I don't even know how you say that, but they're in full summer mode, going to the lake and hanging out. But why I wanted to talk to you tonight is talking about being a mom. I wanted to be a mom and have a family. But some of you guys know that I had some health issues. So I was a professional athlete. I considered myself a healthy person, never really went to the doctor much. I've only taken antibiotics once in my life after I had teeth pulled. I had baby teeth when I was a senior in high school. So they pulled 8 baby teeth out of my mouth, and the dentist put me on antibiotic, which is probably a good idea if you have missing teeth in your mouth. I actually had like my 2 front teeth and my 2 bottom teeth, and then he pulled all the rest of the side out because I still had baby teeth. It made me like this retainer with teeth on. It was like a denture when I was 16. It was horrible. I had nightmares of someone having these teeth like fly across the soccer field. And that never happened. But what did happen was one day I went to school and I was running late and I forgot to put my retainer with teeth in. And my best friend saw me. She's like, Lisa, you forgot your teeth, because it was literally like these 2 teeth and everything else was open. And I didn't talk the whole entire day. You know how hard it is to not talk the whole day? I was like petrified. And then I had a sports medicine class, which was awesome. A great class to have in high school, learning how to handle ankle sprains and knee issues and rehab and heat illness. It was just a great class. I really loved that class. But I had a presentation to do that day. And I was prepared for the presentation, but I didn't have teeth. And so I lied to the teacher. I was like, my voice, because I didn't want her to see that I didn't have teeth. And so it was a white lie, but I totally did lie because I didn't want my classmates to see that I didn't have my teeth. So anyways, I got into, I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to have a family. And I thought, as an athlete, as long as you look good on the outside, as long as you're fit and you have low body fat, then that must be the definition of health. Because everything that I had studied in sports medicine, everything I had studied in undergrad, seemed like the definition of health. And there was no definition of health, by the way. The definition of health should be that the person is fit, they have low body fat, and they have muscles, right? And so that's what I believed. I knew that you should eat healthy, but I would have the occasional pizza. I know that you should minimize alcohol, but I, on Friday nights, would go and have alcohol with my friends. I knew that you should get enough rest, but there were times where I would stay up late studying and wake up early for the test, or I would stay up late dancing and then the next day not have enough sleep. And so I knew better, right? A lot of my patients are like, I know what I should do, but I broke a lot of rules. And so in my, early 20s, late 20s, I had met my husband now, Jason. And he had never said this to me. He never said, Lisa, if you can't have kids, I'm going to dump you. But I know that there are some men that if you are infertile and they want to have kids, they don't stay, right? So Jason never said that to me. But I knew as an athlete, because I had a period skip 3 months, a period skip 9 months, that maybe I would have difficulty conceiving. Now, the good news is because I destroyed my body in my late 20s from not enough sleep, working 3 jobs, eating crappy food, exercising too hard. There is such a thing as exercising too hard. I did all of those things. that I found natural health care. I was very much in the sports medicine world. I was very much in the sports chiropractic world. I was very much into becoming a team doctor, or I was a team doctor for semi-pro men's soccer and professional women's soccer. And I was like lined up to become a sports chiropractor for the Olympics. It's interesting. One of Jason's classmates posted that he's at Paris being a sports chiropractor. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. And it made me remind me of some of my old goals. I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that. And I was like on this perfect road for that. But I'd say around 2007, my health started to deteriorate, and it looked like, I started to get a little dizzy. It looked like I kept gaining weight, even though I was working out. It looked like I was so exhausted, I would rip the alarm clock out of the wall. It looked like I just was puffy. My face was puffy. My tummy was puffy. I looked bloated. I felt bloated all the time. And so it was that year that I found muscle testing and nutrition that found the cause of my problem. Was at a seminar, and this female doc was testing me, and she asked me, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "Well, I'm just really tired." And actually, I was so tired I didn't feel like telling her. And I said, I was just so tired. And then she tested me, and she found I had a problem with the gland in my brain called the pituitary gland. And she didn't just say, okay, Lisa, you have a problem with the gland in your brain. She actually tested to see what is the cause. And that's what I love about the work that we do, is we look for what is the cause of people's problems. Every single health condition has a cause. Every single symptom in the body has a cause. It's just, unfortunately, sometimes it's challenging to find. And so my pituitary gland, which is the master gland in the body, was being irritated by a toxicity, a toxin, and that toxin was mercury. And so some people are like, well, how did you get mercury? Do you have metal fillings? I don't have any metal fillings. Other people ask, was I vaccinated? Yeah, I got a couple shots as a kid. They asked, did I eat a lot of seafood? Well, I grew up in Miami, and yes, I had seafood. We had fresh seafood. But I really think the source was high fructose corn syrup. So high fructose corn syrup, it's a product of processing corn, is found in cookies. It's found in candy. It's found in sports drinks. It's found in so many different products. Alcohol, it's found in so many different products, and it is not good for you. I believe the number is 8 times. It's 8 times sweeter than sugar, which will spike your blood sugar and can lead to problems with blood sugar management, like diabetes. And for me, in the finishing step in the production of high fructose corn syrup, there could be mercury. And so, yes, I drank sports drinks, and yes, I ate cookies, and yes, I drank alcohol, and yes, I had processed foods. And so I believe that's where the mercury came from. I don't really know. It's probably a combination of things. And for whatever reason, there was a high concentration in my pituitary gland, causing that gland not to be able to do its job properly. What did that lead to? That led to my hair falling out back then. That led to my face was like all puffy. It led to really bad fatigue. It led to dizziness, and it led to these irregular cycles. And so I thought, wow, I need to have, so a healthy female should menstruate. A healthy female should have periods every single month. If you skip a period, then your cycles are not balanced. If you have a heavy period, then you have hormone imbalancing. If you have a light period, then your hormones are not balanced. If you have premenstrual syndrome, then your hormones are not balanced. If you have bloating, breast tenderness, you get all cry, you get emotional around your period, then your hormones are not balanced. We look for, in my practice in Central Florida, we look for what is the cause. Is it due to something similar to me? Is it due to a heavy metal toxicity? Is it due to a chemical toxin exposure like bleach? A lot of women, a lot of men are exposed to bleach, right? Cleaning the bathroom, doing Lysol wipes on the countertop, cleaning the floor. You could have bleach exposure. There's also chlorine in a lot of water supply. And so what happens is your thyroid, your bow tie gland in the front of your neck, has little keyholes or receptors for iodine. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of iodine that's commonly found in our society, but there is a lot of chlorine. And so chlorine will bind to the thyroid, weaken the thyroid. The heavy metals in my case were aggravating the pituitary gland. And in my case, it was causing me to skip periods. I went to the OBGYN and I said, hey, I'm really concerned. I'm having skipped periods. And she says, well, why are you complaining? And she looked at my blood work. She looked at my other numbers and she's like, you're healthy. You should be happy that you're skipping periods and your blood work's fine and your urine's fine and all this stuff's fine. And so I don't want you to come back unless you have a real problem. And I was like, wow, okay. So for me, skipping periods was a real problem, but in her world, it wasn't. And I never saw her again because of her answer to me. Instead, later in life, I was able to find the cause of the problem, which was mercury in my pituitary gland, and using whole food supplements, was able to detox the mercury. I ate better. I made better food choices. I didn't have cookies for breakfast anymore. I didn't have ice cream for dinner. I didn't drink Long Island iced teas anymore. And it doesn't mean that you have to cut out all the sugar in your life. And it doesn't mean that you can never have a glass of wine again. It doesn't mean those things, but it does mean that if you have done certain things and your health status is at this point, it does mean that there'll be lifestyle choices to improve upon. And most of the people I talk to, they're okay with that. They're like, yeah, I know I can do better. And the nice thing is with our program, we help you do better. We don't just say, hey, do this stuff. We help you do better. And that's great. And so with the detoxification of the mercury in my pituitary gland, 50 pounds that I was overweight melted off my body without exercise, because at this point I was too tired to exercise. My hair grew back in, the puffiness in my face went away, my energy levels went up. I could go to sleep and wake up in the morning and feel refreshed. And my periods normalized. And now a lot of you guys know I have a beautiful 10-year-old daughter. I'm so happy to have her. And things are great. Things are awesome. And so I know if you are out there, I know if you are a natural healthcare provider and you're looking for solutions to help women balance their hormones, I would love to train you in the technique we use. It's called quantum nutrition testing, and allows us to find efficient, effective programs to rebalance a woman's health. If you're interested in that, you can go to the QNT Academy below and find out more information about that. We are having a webinar next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I would love to have you in the webinar. It's absolutely free. If you're a mama bear and you yourself are having issues with your hormones, then I would be happy to help you. I would be happy to have my team work with you to figure out what is the cause. There's always a cause. And in my opinion, bioidentical hormones is not the solution. I am not telling you to stop medication, so please don't do that. I am not a medical doctor. I'm not advising on medication. But the viewpoint is, if you are taking a medication, every single medication, including bioidentical hormones, has side effects. If you want to know what those side effects are, you can go to drugs.com and look up the medication and see. From a holistic standpoint, from a natural standpoint, from a healing standpoint, is we want to identify the cause of the imbalanced hormone. We want to balance the body naturally with whole food supplementation, vitamins and minerals. Maybe we need to do a detox. We want to coach you on lifestyle changes and help you out. We want to help you with easy, quick meals for your family that are healthy, that are low cost, that are simple to make. And if all of that sounds good, then I would tell you to call my office, tell them that you saw Dr. Palmer on social media and you want our help, because there is always hope. And if you need help with a health condition, if your child is experiencing something and they need help, we would be happy to help. I'm Dr. Lisa Palmer, Dr. Mama Bear. Bye, everyone.